लाइफ इज ए टाइम पास, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, nothing to do, nowhere to go, देखो सुनो मत बोलो, wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% करे नाटक, किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो, ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना, who asked you live at zero complete level, मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. There are two types of problems. Some problems have solutions and they can be solved. There are other problems which have no solution, they cannot be solved. Then what can be done? Those problems need to be dissolved. So for this, we try to understand through some example. When we stand in front of the mirror, our reflection will be there. When the bird stands in front of the mirror, reflection will be there. Now for the bird, it is a problem. Who is that fellow? I want to sort it out. And he will do everything what we do. Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam. Swamiji, I want to go to Himalayas, Char Dham Yatra. What for? No, everybody goes, I want to go there. And then I want to do some charity. Then I want to do puja. Then I want to do meditation, yoga. For what? See? So the bird started thinking in this line. Let me do yoga. Let me do charity. And he started cleaning the mirror with a cloth, then with the water. And yet the reflection is not going. He became so miserable. Then started praying to God, oh God, remove that. He is my enemy. And we stand in front of the mirror. We see our reflection. But for us, the reflection is not a problem. So if the problem is there, you can solve that. If there is no problem, how can you solve it? This is exactly is our whole life. Body identification cannot be stopped. Like reflection in the mirror cannot be stopped. Body identification will be there. So when I as a man, when I talk to you in Hindi, what you will say? मैं जा रहा हूँ. I will not say मैं जा रही हूँ. Because I am fully convinced that I am a man. I am not a woman. So this body identification will remain. You cannot get rid of it. Then what is the solution? The solution is the same, like our reflection in the mirror. Although it appears but doesn't exist. Now start working on this. So when we are not identified with our body as in dream or deep sleep, even then we exist. So are we because of the body, or the body is because of us? And then our inquiry can start. What is that because of which the body identification and the subsequent problems crop up? What is that? Then for this we have to go still deeper in our complete anatomy of our personality. Be very attentive. The truth is absolute existence, sanmatra, only existence. What we know, existence of something or the other. We have to understand existence only. Existence of house, existence of problem, existence of confusion. Remove that off portion. Similarly, we know knowledge of something, knowledge of physics, knowledge of chemistry, knowledge of cooking, knowledge of bluffing, off. Remove that off portion. Therefore, pure existence, just being. Now, this being has its own potentiality, like the burning power for the fire. So, this potentiality is called a chit. So, the truth, the reality expresses in the inert world only as existence. So, here in this table or anything is only existence. Life has not begun. Then, because of this second aspect, the potentiality, what we call in Vedanta as Maya or Shakti or divine will, these are different words. And because of that, there is expression of Chetana. Chetana is life principle. So, first expression is inert world. Second expression is Chetana, life principle. Now, from this life principle, the next generation is the principle of mind. Now, this mind is common in all the living beings. There is one earth, there is one water, there is one fire, there is one air, there is one space, there is one mind. Minds are not many, mind is only one. It is because of this mind the life is sustained in the body. It is because of this mind the various metabolic or physiological processes continue. This is a common mind. Now, this common mind is expressing through some instrument called as body. As a result, that common mind becomes identified with a specific body and an individual mind is born. Space is one, then the house is constructed, then the house space is created, and after the house space is created, we are inside and the car is outside. Inside outside division is only because our attention is on the walls of the house. If you look at from the spaces point of view, from spaces point of view, there is nothing like inside outside. What will be the experience of the space? The house is in me, I am not in the house. Very simple. Now this mind which is expressing through a particular body, becomes identified. Now it is something like this. You go to shopping and buy one pumpkin and then put it in a plastic bag, carry bag, and bring home. So when you lift that bag with pumpkin, where is the tension? Tension is on pumpkin or on the bag? Pumpkin is happy. Pumpkin has no tension. Exactly the same way. When the mind carries the pumpkin of the body, it is the mind which is under tension, not the body. Now, next point. Such a mind which is limited by the shape and the form of a particular body, that mind will think only with reference to that body. See? Because for thinking, reference is necessary. Suppose I tell you, think. You will ask question, think about what? So we have got only one reference, that our body. And after that reference is confirmed, thereafter we start with reference to my property, my car, my children, my religion, my country, my health, my disease. And this mind, which is thus carrying the pumpkin of the body, gets tired. So when we get tired, what we do? We remove the burden. Like you must have seen, all these mothers, they have, they call it as a purse, but it is actually a hold on. So wherever they go, the first thing is do the prana pratishtha of the hold on the chair. Afterwards, they will sit down. What is the reason? Because it is a burden. Exactly the same way, the mind carrying the burden of the body identification gets tired. And then it unburdens itself. That unburdening is giving up the shape, form of the particular body. And as a result, the individual mind merges in the total mind. Now, to make it easy to understand, man is the total mind, and the father is the individual mind, the husband is the individual mind, and then who is miserable? The father, the husband. These are the facts to be clearly understood in life. Then we can walk the spiritual path. Whenever you do anything mechanically, it will have effect, but it will not have lasting effect. Therefore, if we have to work on our mind, we must have this data clear in our thing. Now the question is, why we want to go to sleep? Because, take another example. If you pour water, naturally the water will flow from higher to lower end. It will flow down. If you burn fire, it will go up. That is a natural state. What is our natural state? Naturally, we are blissful. And therefore, why we want to go to sleep? Like the fire naturally wants to go upwards, we naturally want to be happy. And therefore, we go to sleep. But in the waking world, we want to become happy. And therefore, we are constantly seeking happiness in life. The search for happiness is the most miserable search in life. You know the funny thing about this world? What you seek, that runs away from you. And what you avoid, that comes to you. Like the idli, the dhokla, it comes to me. Even in my dream, I get idli as a pillow and dosha as a bedsheet covering me. How simple it is. Therefore, if we want to work on our mind, what should be the practice? Give yourself zero choice. Because this mind, which is carrying the burden of likes and dislikes, has no logic. See? For example, I don't like idli. Now, what is the logic? You are the South Indians. They can survive only on idli throughout life. There is no logic behind it. You know, when the North Indians make idli and the South Indians make chapati, both of them create cartoons. Once I was in Jaipur and my host, she prepared idli. And when she gave me, I said, Mama, do you have a chisel and hammer? If you take that idli and hit somebody, you'll start bleeding. There is no logic behind you like something, you don't like something. Yesterday we have seen in Gita class. Indriyasya indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavasthito tayoho vasham na agachet tau yasya paripantino. It is natural that you may like something, you may not like something. Natural. Don't fight with it. But don't come under the influence to such an extent that because of that, your life becomes miserable. Again, in second chapter, Bhagavan told us, Matra sparashastu kaunteya shitushna sukha dukkada agama apayina anityan tantitikshasva bharata. Experiences gathered through our sense organs, etc., after coming in contact with the worldly objects, those experiences can be of two types, sukhada or dukkhada, giver of joy or giver of sorrows. But all the experiences have got the same biography. They start in time, they remain for some time, they end after some time. Therefore, they are temporary. So, temporary experiences making us permanently miserable, what is this stupidity? Then what is to be done? Tan titikshasva bharata. What cannot be cured has to be endured. But this is the average way. The real spiritual life is what cannot be cured should not be endured, should be enjoyed. Convert the endurance into enjoyment. Then we are the student of Gita. And what is that enjoyment? Living at zero complaint level, no complaints. That is the enjoyment. So this mind we have to understand in this light. That this mind, when it is in contact with a particular body, it develops a personality and start thinking only in relation to that. Now, therefore, we want to go to sleep. So in sleep, what happens? We have dropped our hold on that particular body. Now we go next step. You know, I was doing ironing yesterday because that is my highest meditation. ironing my clothes, okay, not yours. Other Swamiji, take or do meditation. It should be clear. Highest meditation. What I have learned. Yesterday also I told you, all spiritual practice is a process of learning. You have to learn. So, this happened in Mumbai many years before. I washed my clothes before bath and then squeeze them, keep it on the tap, and then the water is filled in a bucket, take bath, and then dry yourself, and then take the squeeze lungi, put it on the line. But sometime as I am forgot. So evening, when I got today lungi I had not taken out. When I went and took out that lungi, it was dried completely in that particular posture, like a Bharatanatyam. I said, now how can I put on this lungi? So I have to do the ironing. So when I started doing ironing, there I learned. Lungi is clean, washed, neat. Why it is not looking beautiful? Because there are wrinkles on that. Be very attentive. Where from the wrinkles have come? Have they come from outside? But those wrinkles, which has not come from outside, they are hiding the beauty of the cloth. So what we do, we move the iron box on that. When we move that, where the wrinkles go? So the non-existing entity is called as the wrinkles. They were covering the beauty of the cloth. And when those wrinkles are removed by whatever technique, the inherent beauty of the cloth surfaces. See? Next step. So when ironing is done, you have to put it properly. So we fold it in a particular manner. And then there is a crease, like in a crease on the shirt. The crease is also a wrinkle. But what is that wrinkle? It is created. If this is clear, all random, uncontrolled thinking is like the wrinkles on our mind. And contemplative thought, unidirectional, is like a crease on the mind. So, worry, frustration, anger, these are also thoughts. And contemplation, inquiry, that is also a thought. The first type of thoughts, they hide our beauty. The second type of thoughts help us to bring out our beauty. Now, in place of the cloth, keep the mind. So, like the wrinkles did not come from outside, similarly, the thoughts also don't come from outside. But like the wrinkles cover the beauty of the cloth, the thoughts cover the beauty of our mind. And what is the beauty of the mind? Mind is the source of bliss. But instead of the bliss, we are having blisters. Think. So the question comes, where from the thoughts come in the mind? This point I have already told one of the days. I am repeating it because it is very important to know, then only we can practice. Otherwise, mechanically, you keep, don't think and then do japa. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Nothing is going to help you, I tell you. Don't waste your time in that. When a thorn goes in our foot and we are unable to remove it and we forget after some time, that thorn will create reaction in the tissue of the foot. After 2-3 days, there will be swelling that will be very tender, it will look red, and if we don't take care, it will end up in a abscess. So what is the way? Remove it immediately. If this is clear, exactly the same way, when something enters our mind, as a result of which there is a abscess on the mind. Abscess on the mind is a thought. In the womb of the mind, when an object enters, that pregnant aspect of the mind is a thought. Now the question is, as the gross nail enters the gross foot, we can understand it. But how the things enter our mind? The things enter our mind when we give undue importance to anything in this world. As much you think about your children, do you think that much about anything else? Because we have given undue importance to them. See, this example also I probably told you. This happened in Pune. You know, Pune is a capital of sarcasm. Maximum sarcasm you see in Pune. So it happened. I was going for my talk. One old lady told me, Swamiji, today you are supposed to come to my house. How you have forgotten? I said, okay, I'm sorry, I'll come. On my way to the lecture, I went to her house. Thereafter, grandchildren. I am so afraid of these grandchildren. They know nothing. But these grandparents think, Swamiji, my daughter, granddaughter, she chants Bhagavad Gita so nice. That means before you get a cup of tea, you have to suffer that. See, many times it happens. Beta, chant, say, Twameva Mata, say, Twameva Pita cha. That lady herself says everything. And they see how it was nice. Who chanted it? So this lady said she chants 15th chapter of Gita very well. I said, all right. Then the child said, Swamiji, may I get my friend? I said, okay, no problem. She got her friend. And together they chanted. The friend was so perfect. She was not having a single mistake. Cool, standing, eyes closed, and chanted complete. And this granddaughter, 10 times, like the children do when they forget, the biting their teeth and all that. And after that was over. Naturally, for me, both are only children. So the friend, I hugged her, kissed her. I said, hey, you are so sweet. Grandmother became Mahakali. She pulled that child from my lap and go home, go home, go home. Why you come here? Go, go, go. And poor child went away. And then I knew what is coming. So immediately I took that useless child. I said, hey, you chanted better than your friend because in your chanting there was life. You were so cheerful and happy. Not like your friend, only closing eyes. When I said like this thing, I got sweets along with tea. A Puneri person giving sweet along tea is impossible. Even their tea is not sweet. Now, what was the problem? That granddaughter has entered in the mind of that grandmother, and therefore her thoughts were pertaining only to that child. See, my friends. So, if we have given value to something in this world, who can help us? Nobody. We have to devalue. And what is this value? Value is again of two types, likes and dislikes. I like this, I dislike this. And a whole life is lived under the influence of likes and dislikes. With this understanding, when we start working on the mind, it becomes easier. What is the routine, um, unsuccessful method? Do yoga. Yoga, chitta vritti nirodha. Don't think. You may say don't think, but the mind doesn't stop. See? You ask any yogi whether they have really achieved chitta vritti nirodha in their life. And the question is, why we should be afraid of thoughts? Eyes are meant for seeing. No, 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 I don't want to, I want to close my eyes. Ears are meant for hearing. In the same manner, mind is meant for thinking. Why should we be afraid of thoughts? Therefore, if we understand this mind, then it becomes easier to work through the mind without getting influenced by the mind. Like our ears, our eyes are the instrument through which we function. In the same manner, our mind is also an instrument through which we have to function. And for that, we must know the functioning of the mind. Our condition is like most of you drivers. You know how to drive the car. But if the car stops, see, this happened in Rajasthan many years before. I was pretty young that time. And I was sitting with Mahatma ji. Mahatma means Mahan Asti Atma Udaram Yasya Sa Mahatma. He was sitting backside and I was sitting along with the driver. Somewhere on the way, the car stopped. And Rajasthan, not Rajasthan of today, maybe about 30 years before. So Mahatma said, why the car stopped? I said, I don't know. So driver, I also don't know. He was driving. He doesn't know what to do. So I got out of the car and started looking around. Below some tree, there was some boy who was doing some mechanic about some motorcycle or something like that. So I went to him. Very hot sun that time. I said, hey, can you see what happened when your car is not moving? He was having a nice pan in his mouth. Therefore, he didn't talk. This is the reason why people in Banaras don't fight. So he came and only by signs opened the bonnet. Bonnet was open. And driver is sitting inside only because it is very hot outside. Then with his mouth full, he took a stone, hit somewhere, and there is a start now. It started. Then Mahatma said, ask how much we have to pay. I said, hey, how much we have to pay? He said, 100 rupees. I said, Maharaji, he is asking 100 rupees. 100 rupees, only one stone he did like this thing. I said, this is what Maharaji is telling. Tell why you want 100 rupees. Now he has to talk. So he came and right in front of Maharaji, he spit completely. And then he said, Maharaj, for hitting the stone, I am charging only 1 rupee. But where to hit the stone, for that I am charging 99 rupees. You go to psychiatrist, they'll give you medicine. But where from that has come? Why these things are happening? Unless we know the working of the mind, you cannot work by the mind to your benefit. It will be useful sometime. Afterwards, the same mind becomes a problem for us. because we have never worked on our mind. We have only worked by the mind. And as a result, we have spoiled our mind. Therefore, if we really want to grow spiritually, the first and the foremost thing to know is we have to work on our mind. Now, the next step comes. What are the expressions of the mind? The expression of the mind is speech. And speech is at 4 levels. Technically, it is called as Paravani, Pashyanti Vani, Madhyama Vani, and Vaikhari Vani. Vani means speech, not Vani Jairam. She is no more now. She was a very good friend of mine. Whenever I used to go to Chennai, she used to come. Even in Bombay, when she used to come for satsang, for her musical thing, I used to go. Very good singer she was. So, these 4 stages of expression of mind are called as speech. Like expression of a woman with reference to a child is called as mother. Similarly, mind expressing at 4 levels. First is unmanifest mind, is called as Paravani. It is there, but expression has not yet begun. Paravani. The second step is the Pashyanti Vani, wherein the potentiality to express is there and it is ready to express but not yet expressed. Second step, Pashyanti Vani. Then still grosser is the Madhyama Vani. In Madhyama Vani, the word and the object indicating the word, both of them are only thoughts. Like we call in Hindi, Khayali Pulao. We talk to ourselves by this Madhyama Vani. Constantly talking. So many people are coming here to do food. I don't know how many people are coming. If I take me, there everything is only thoughts. Then the grossest expression of the mind is Vaikhari Vani. In Vaikhari Vani, the object and the word indicating the object, they are separate. Like this is the Bluetooth mouse. This is an object. And the Bluetooth mouse is in my mouth, in my mind. In this manner, the mind starts expression from the Para, Pashyanti, Madhyama, Vaikhari. Now, if we want to work on the mind, if we want to control the mind, if we want to make the mind as an asset and not a liability, so where from we should start? We start our journey from where we are. Where from you started? From your house. Where from you start? From your house. So where are we? We are in the waking world. In the waking world, the speech is Vaikhari Vani. And therefore, we have told you in this Mahamantra, Dekho, Suno, Mat Bolo. So what will be the first technique by which we have to work on our mind? Don't talk too much. Constantly, and before talking to anybody on any topic, ask a question to yourself. Is it necessary to talk? And when we talk to others, it is always with reference to the past. I was here, I was there. If we have learned from our past experiences, then we have grown wise. Therefore, past experiences become our guru if we have learned from them. This is how we tell you number of times various kinds of examples. They are in the past. But from that, what I have learned, like this example which I gave you about the um, car in um, Rajasthan and all that. It was a past experience. But I have learned from that for hitting the stone, 1 rupee, for knowing 99 in the same manner. We take the drinks and drugs, it is like hitting the stone. But when you know the working and functioning of the mind, then that requires knowledge. Therefore, if we have to control our mind, start from your own speech. Talk less. And for that, our Maha Mantra is, who asked you? Now, this Maha Mantra I got in Badrinath many years before. I was in the temple in the morning, 4 o'clock, finished darshan. And there used to be one Bhagavati Amma. She knew the Bhagavad Mahapuran by heart. So every day she used to chant one chapter before Bhagwan Narayana. Then I used to come and spend some time with her. I was pretty young that time. So one day I told, I said, Amma, I'm going to stop giving lectures. Enough of these lectures, lectures, lectures. So she started laughing. I said, is it a joke or what? Why are you laughing? She said, there can't be a better joke than this thing. How come? This is her word. Who asked you? What a great mantra it is. Did Narayana ask you whether you want to give lecture or not? I said, no. Did I ask you whether you want to give lectures or no? I said, no. Then whose question you are answering? What a great wisdom. Who asked you? When we thus become aware that how much energy we are wasting in this unwanted talk, gossip, goes on and on and on. Yesterday, this Amma told, Swamiji, you always make fun of ladies, not that of the gents and all that. Once I was in Mumbai and Amrutananda Bhima. So I got a message, so I had to go and meet her. So somebody said, Swamiji, I will take you there. I said, all right, because I don't have a car, I am bekar. He offered. I said, okay. So I sat and he started. Then some ladies around. Swami, should we come? I said, this is not my car. You ask him. Now, how can he say no? One, two, three, four. Four of them sat back. In the back seat, when you sit four, you have to sit aage piche. You can't sit together. And naturally, one face comes nearer your ear. And then started. So, uh, after some time, I told, I say, stop for a side. I got down. I said, please drop them and I'll wait here. Then we will go. No, no, no. Why, Swamiji? I said, my ears are breaking, falling down. Kadar, kadar. How much you are talking? This experience is Paramatma. We have done nothing, only correct understanding. At this moment, our experience is one, common, because the individual mind dissolved in the total mind. At this moment, we are not thinking in relation to I am man, I am woman, I am young, I am old. No. On the contrary, thinking is suspended without going to sleep. या निशा सर्वभूतानां तस्याम जागृति संयमी यस्याम जागृति भूतानि सा निशा पश्यतो मुनेः. भगवान कृष्ण says in Bhagavad Gita. Pashyato muneः, the one who is awakened to his essential nature, he is awakened to his divine nature. And to this relative world, he is indifferent, sleeping. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam, that reality which is not available to the average people, to that reality the wise man is awakened. See? And this relative world to which the ignorant people are awakened, to this relative world, the wise man is sleeping. Meaning, although he is functioning through the limitations of the body, but he is not becoming anybody. So, experience is without the birth of an experiencer. Joy is without becoming an enjoyer. Misery is without becoming a miserable. Experience without an experiencer is the truth. Therefore, whenever you are sitting for your prayers, some psychological adjustments, if they are done, it helps. Not mechanically doing the things. Suppose you sit before your Lord, whatever you call it prayer, puja, meditation, sadhana, doesn't matter. The first and the most important psychological adjustment is we are cheerful and happy. I don't know how to do this thing on any puja. In one house I saw, I was enjoying that. They had a rule that the boy has to do the puja. Without that, he will not get anything. Now the child, what he has very strict orthodox family. So what he used to do, he used to pull all the gods in that pot, khal, 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 and then pour the water and move like this, and put them back. Then you have to put chandan on everybody's head. So many of them. So he was so smart. He used to dip all his 10 fingers in the chandan. Catch. If it is one you can take care, so many of them, whole battalion. Whenever you do anything, it must begin in a cheerful mood, a happy mood. First step to work on the mind. So we are cheerful and happy. Now, like all of you have come here. And those of you who have come on your own, you will enjoy, you will not suffer. But those of you who are tied down and bought here with a lead, chalo na. Okay. They'll be looking into the watch again and again. क्या हो गया बाबा जी गरम है क्या? Anything that we have to do in life, remember this principle. Do it cheerfully and happily. Or else don't do it. Such a simple thing. Second thing, many times we are under the attack of fear. I don't know what will happen. About meditation, some people ask us this question. Swamiji, in our ashram, when the people sit for meditation, we are told close the eyes, half eyes. They call Shambhavi Mudra, close the half eyes. And I am not able to do that, half eyes. Can you help me? I say, you ask your guru. No, we are afraid of him. He scolds. So we ask you, how to keep the eyes open half? I said, how many eyes you have got? What is the half? Don't struggle, man. That is not spiritual life. Don't do all that. Then I feel sometimes when I am sitting for meditation, I started levitating. What will happen? That depends where are you sitting. If you are sitting below fan and the fan is on, you will be chopped off. These fears are to be removed consciously by doing this bhavana. In my heart is my beloved Guru and my Bhagavan. The Lord protects us from within. Guru guides us from within. We are not alone. Just do this bhavana. Mind will stop reacting in life and projecting fears. The third psychological adjustment. This is very important. We have to take a position wherein we do not bring our past at this present moment. How do we bring our past in the present moment? When we want to repeat our earlier meditation today also. Oh, that day's meditation was really solid. Today it is liquid. No. So, what is to be done? Another simple psychological adjustment. Remain as Mr. Nobody. Nobody has no past. Somebody will always have some past. If you are sitting as a mother, father, brother, husband, wife, in-law, outlaw, then your thoughts will be pertaining to them. But if you remain as Mr. Nobody, no thoughts. We have to drop this past consciously. This past makes our personality. Therefore, as much the small kids, they don't get insulted. You scold them, 2 minutes, no, again, forget it, come back. But the elderly person, 80 not out, you say something, then it is carried as a burden. Because longer the past, stronger the susceptibility to ego. Shorter the past, shorter minimum is the susceptibility to ego function. If no past, no ego. Therefore, meditation is never repeated in life. Every meditation is a unique experience. It cannot be repeated. And for that, this is the technique. Remain as Now at this moment, I am nobody. But yesterday, come on, stop it now. Not nobody has no past. So he who doesn't have past, he cannot have the future also. Because they are related to each other. And yet, one very important thing, what we will do after meditation, do not make any sankalpa in your mind. Like you are sitting for meditation and then you are the owner of the house or the um, main person, and then you are sitting for meditation and then you are counting. There are so many people. I have prepared sambar only for this many. There are many. What should I do? I think I will heat the water in the microwave, add in that until this is the rasam. Meditation. Because you are planning about something in the future. Zero planning. What we will do after meditation? No planning. Meaning, we are in the utter present and we have neither the past nor the future. This is the last moment of our life. If you work on this, whenever you sit for prayers or for meditation, make this firm assertion. This is the last moment of my life. By these techniques, what we are doing, ironing the mind by the steam of meditation. All thoughts pertain to somebody who was carrying the burden of the past. The thoughts are worrying to this somebody. But when we take the position of nobody, what we have done, we have ironed the mind. Now there are no references for the mind to think about. Therefore, we told you so many times, play this meditation. What it is like being nobody. When we consciously work on this line, you will see your mind will be an asset to you. So, when we become nobody, we stop talking to ourselves about the world, etc. Now you are on the seat of meditation. When you don't plan anything, what you will do after the meditation, you will stop talking to yourself. Words have two origins. One, we produce the words when we talk ourselves to ourselves. After meditation is over, I have to do this thing, I have to do this thing, I have to do that thing, and I have to wash the dishes also. But they are so one source of the words is us. We produce the words. That is called a kriya. It is action. Speech is a karmendriya. And the words also come from outside. The words you can control if you are producing, okay, I won't talk. You can do it. But what about the sounds coming from outside? There we told you, listen to silence. Listening to silence means remain indifferent to sounds. So mind is neither expressing as the words by not talking to oneself, and mind is not getting influenced by the words which are coming from other source. As a result, mind is like an ice cube slowly dissolving in the water. The net result of this is like the water has neither color nor form nor taste, and therefore the water can take any color, any form, any taste. So too, we are at home in every place with everyone under every condition. But when someone is very strong personality, then they demand specific things. Let us dissolve these ice cubes. Let them go back to their original status, the waters. So, different colors, different shapes, and different tastes, they can be taken by the mind, by the waters, but the waters do not get touched by any one of them. And where the taste is happening to the tongue. See? And therefore, if we are lost in the objects, then we are far away from ourselves. If we come to our sense organs are non specific, without any attributes. Objects are specific with attributes. See, like green color, white color, yellow color, red color, they are specific. Red is not yellow, yellow is not green. But all of them are eliminated by the same vision. Vision has no color. Somebody is tall, somebody is short. But vision is eliminating both of them. Be attentive. Therefore, what is the real spiritual practice? We don't have to become extraordinary. Remain ordinary. That is our natural state, to remain ordinary, not to become extraordinary. When we go away from our sense organs, we become extraordinary. Come back to sense organs, we have become ordinary. Then we become extraordinary when we are the slaves of our sense organs. When we come back to the mind, we are ordinary. When we are under the influence of the likes and dislikes, we are extraordinary. When we come back to the I, we are ordinary. When this I becomes prominent, we become extraordinary. When the I dissolves in deep sleep, we are ordinary. What is the spiritual practice? We don't have to become extraordinary. Remain simple. You don't have to prove anything to anybody in this world. Just be yourself. देखो महाराज, this experience, if we want to compare, is like the experience of the space. What must be the experience of the space? Supports all the four elements, rejects none of them, but doesn't get influenced by any one of them. Is it not our natural state? Vision is supporting all colors and forms, rejecting nothing, not getting influenced by anything. Mind supports all thoughts, noble, ignoble, divine, devilish. But mind is beyond that. Are we not supporting waking, dream, deep sleep, samadhi? We are not in favor or against any experience. Whether it is a waking or a dream, nothing is added to me. When it is a deep sleep or samadhi, nothing is lost. The more you reflect on these lines of thinking, mind will never be a problem thereafter. Every moment this can be experienced. Like you are so many here. Is it a lightness for my eyes? If you become 10,000, will it become a burden for my eyes? If all of you go away, will there be a loss to my eyes? That substratum supporting everything, that light illuminating everything, is not influenced by anything. That is our natural state. Come back home and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om